Hello, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 98 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is, hey chicken, you want a pizza me? Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. I'm having the worst time here. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they would help. With that being said, we got a lot to do today, guys. So, we got our daily inspirations. We have, what are you looking for? I'll get more into that later. Pizza 2 ways. And just a friendly reminder, I do all these recipes for you. I do. I'm sure they've been made a million times before. But I make them for the very first time right in front of you on camera. So all the flops are duly recorded. Okay. So what we're going to make today is a chicken fajita pizza and an apple dessert pizza. Now I tried a pizza, sorry, I'm having the worst luck here. I've tried a dessert pizza before. On my own, I just did it. I didn't have any kind of recipe to follow. So this one is specifically one I found on Pinterest. Same with the fajita pizza. So I'm going to get to that recipe in a minute. But let me get my specs on and I'll be able to read you my positive quotes from... I've been gone a really long time, so I'll get into that too. I've been gone since, let's see. I think I recorded the 13th was the last one. Okay. So I'm starting from the 13th, I think. Okay. I love you, and because I love you, I would sooner have you hate me for telling you the truth than adore me for telling you lies. Pietro Aretino, I think. Sorry, I butchered your name. Okay, the 14th. To create something exceptional, your mindset must be relentlessly focused on the smallest detail. Giorgio Armani. The 15th. Emotional leaders don't impart just vision. Oh, sorry. Let me start that over. Exceptional leaders don't impart just vision. Rather, they cultivate the emergence of vision. Sudha Murti. The 16th of April. I've known people with exceptional talent, and some have wasted it. Ambition spurs a man on. Jeffrey Boycott. I always think that the exceptional people are those who remain outsiders, but still communicate on a grand scale. I think I want everyone to feel more free, and so I feel really claustrophobic on behalf of lots of people. Bat for Lashes. I don't know if that's a band or something. That was April 17th. The 18th, vitality is radiated for oh my word. Vitality is radiated from exceptional art and architecture. Arthur Erickson. The 19th, when I look at a leader, I look at someone who is able to get an exceptional performance out of others. Deborah L. Reed. The 20th of April, the goal is not to be patted on the back for hiring a woman, because it shouldn't be an exceptional thing. It should just be commonplace. That women should have equal opportunities as men. Margaret Qualley. Thank you, Margaret. When you meet people who are exceptional, you know it. You feel it straight away. Patrick Mouratoglou. Mouratoglou. And that's from the 21st. The 22nd. One way to get the most out of life is to look upon it as an adventure. William Feather. The 23rd. Adventure is worthwhile in itself. Amelia Earhart. Adventure is worthwhile. Aesop. I am just a girl chasing your dreams and having an amazing adventure. Madeline Stewart. Study what you love, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. It'll be one great adventure. David Gerald. Music should always be an adventure. Coleman Hawkins. The 28th, I just posted a picture, and I'll explain that picture later. The 29th, we all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. We all want to feel content, and life is hard. I forgot to write that one down. You just need to be accepted for who you are and be proud of who you are, and that is what I'm trying to do. Lewis Hamilton. That's from the 30th. The 1st, dreams must be heeded and accepted, for a great many of them come true. Paracelsus. Oh my word. The 2nd, to be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. Bindi Irwin. And for today, the 3rd, yes, I always film a day in advance, hopefully. I never accepted the idea that I had to be guided by some pattern or blueprint. Little Richard. Okay. Sorry that took so long and I can't read and all that good fun stuff. So, what we're making today, I told you, chicken fajita pizza, and we're making an apple dessert pizza, and I'm going to go over that recipe for you real quick. Okay, so I'm going to explain this whole pizza dough thing right now because it's just easier. She has a pizza dough recipe, and if you have your own pizza dough recipe or a favorite pizza joint that you like to go to, or a store that sells bags of pizza dough, or even the tube of pizza dough from like Pillsbury or a generic brand, which is what I'm using today. 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 large bell pepper, 1 medium onion, 1.5 pounds chicken breast, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon sugar, a half a teaspoon from a crushed chicken bouillon cube. They do sell just the bouillon powder, so half a teaspoon of that is what I used. 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of pepper, 2 cups of salsa, 2 cups plus of cheese, and she mentioned a Mexican cheese, but also said mozzarella would work. I'm using a combination of a couple different brands, doesn't matter. And then while dough rises, if you're making your own dough, of course, saute the pepper and onion in oil. My added thing here is I'm also doing mushrooms. So I'm going to add the mushrooms when I add the chicken. Or just after that I add the chicken. Because I don't want the mushrooms to soak up too much of the oil that's in the pan. Okay, I lost my place already. Add chicken to pan. Mix the 10 dry ingredients and sprinkle over chicken. Place pizza stone in oven and preheat to 425. Now, I do not have a pizza stone. What I am going to do is cook mine on a cookie sheet. And I have a flat one that's kind of like a insulated or a double layered one. They're called air pans. And I'm going to use that. I'm not sure I'm going to preheat the pan with when I preheat the oven. I'm not sure I'm going to do that because I don't want it burnt on the bottom. So we're going to play that by ear, I guess. I got to mark where I stop. Okay. Roll the dough out and pre-bake the crust halfway, which is 6 minutes. Now, this is supposed to be for 2 pizzas. I don't know how much dough is in her recipe to split the dough in half. I'm going to try and split my dough, but my tubes are only 13 ounces, and I'm not sure I can roll it out big enough to fit all the ingredients on it. But we'll split them in half is what you're supposed to do. And then it says pre-bake the crust halfway, which is 6 minutes. She also says, and I wrote it down here, if you don't have a pizza stone, and I don't know in theory why it would matter about the pizza stone. If you preheat your oven, you're not going to be able to put it through just on a grate because it's raw dough. If you're going to cook it fully for 12 minutes is what I was getting at. She recommends you could do that if you don't have a pizza stone. But I do feel like if you have a pan, you can cook it for the 12 minutes. She was just worried about the toppings and everything being done at different levels as far as cooking. And then you're going to make 2 pizzas, so split ingredients over each and then sprinkle half the salsa over each pizza, and then add cheese. So basically, you're splitting the toppings in half, the cheese in half, the salsa in half, and then add cheese. Finish baking 6 minutes, or like I said. And then we're also making an apple dessert pizza. So it has a streusel topping, and that's 2 tablespoons of flour, 4 tablespoons of packed brown sugar, half teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 tablespoon of cold butter cubed. And then for the pizza itself, it's pizza dough, and she recommends just buying it. But she says 16 ounces. Again, mine's only 13. So I'm thinking I'm only going to get 1 pizza out of the dessert pizza. And then 2 apples cored and thinly sliced. And then the icing is a half a cup of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of milk. Preheat to 350. You're going to spread out the dough and arrange the apples, and then sprinkle with the topping and bake for 30 minutes. And then remove and cover with the icing. Now, here's my thing. And it's the same issue I feel like I had with my dessert pizza, is that there's no sauce. I mean, there is an icing, but she puts it on the top. My worry is that the apples, while they do have some juice, I'm a little worried they're not going to be something that kind of breaks through that pizza crust, which is what I had the issue with before. So, I do have some mascarpone cheese, which I was thinking about using. And I'm playing with some ideas. So, that is another thing that's kind of up in the air. I hope that all got on camera because I was standing over here and reading. I don't know if you even saw it. I'm going to hold it up for y'all to see while I back away and turn this off. Sorry, I almost pulled myself right out of the computer. Okay, so I hope that you were able to see that. You might not have been able to see the bottom of the apple one. I didn't write too many of the directions down because it was pretty simplistic as far as what to do. She kind of fanned the apples out. She fanned them out on the kind of in a circular thing. We'll see how it plays out. I pre-sliced mine, of course, and then what I did was I covered them in a little lemon juice so they wouldn't turn brown, of course. I mean, they are going to bake, so I'm assuming we're going to get some brown. I don't know what's going on today. Apparently, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little befuddled by what is going on. But I'm going to get my pan started. Now, my other conundrum is going to be, do I cook it for you at 11 a.m. when I'm going to eat at, I don't know, 4? I eat early. We're old people. We've always eaten early, though. My kids would get home from school, and they'd be so hungry that I would just start cooking food then, and yeah, and my husband would be hungry by the time he got home, which was around 4 o'clock, so it worked out well. Now, I didn't plot out the way I arranged my vegetables in this bowl, because I'm really supposed to do just the onions and the peppers, so I guess I can just set those off to the side. So I'm debating on what to do. I might just cook the whole thing for 6 minutes just to set it up, maybe a little longer. I'm just trying to get this oil hot. I don't want it to be burning it. So we'll play it by ear, but I will cook the apple pizza. That isn't on a time constraint. Okay. Oh, maybe I should wait. Let me get my oven preheated. I am going to do the 425. I was thinking I would just do the 350 because that's what the dessert needs to cook at. But, I do need to cook this a little bit. So, I'll preheat it to 425, and then what I'll do is while it's cooking, I'll get it put down to the appropriate temperature. Come on, I thought it was hotter than that. I jumped the gun. I'm so excited. So where have I been? right? That's what you're asking yourself. I know it. Peyton and I went and picked her up from school first. And then, like, the day after, or 2 days after, we headed to Baltimore to visit Jordan. Now, it didn't really work out very well for Jordan because of work. Because we were kind of on our own for the most part. As far as, which worked out well, because I think it would have been kind of overwhelming to have us there, you know, to be together like 24/7. Anyway, we got to visit with, and I'm using orange bell pepper just because it sits well better with me, kind of deal. We got to hang with the cat. We toured the city because we hadn't really, I mean, I was there to help Jordan move, but other than that, it was like bing bang boom, I'm out of here kind of deal. Doesn't really say how long to cook these. It just says oh my gosh, did I forget to write the rest of the ingredient? No, it's right here, Chris. Oh my god, what is wrong with me today? It just says cook the onions and peppers and then add chicken to the pan. So I'm gonna make them a little bit softer, I would think. I don't know. Some of my pieces didn't get very small. Okay. But, so we got to tour the city of Baltimore. We walked pretty much everywhere. Because parking is a pain in the butt. If y'all think Chicago's crazy. Baltimore is cheaper to park at. Like on the weekends, it's $5. Yeah, all day. So we walked a lot of places. We got our good exercise, and then on Wednesday we made the big trip. We walked to Penn Station, and we went to Washington, D.C. Yeah, we did. Okay. I'm putting the chicken in. Maybe. Alright, get in there. Alright, and then I'm kind of mixing it in with the, I don't know if that's what they meant. Alright, let me get this mixed real quick, and then I'll continue my story. So I'm kind of mixing them all together. I guess I want to put the mushrooms in, but I kind of want to get the chicken brown first. I don't know if that's going to happen in a minute, or if I'm going to have to put you on pause so I can get. You know what? Let me do that. I'm going to put you on pause just because the chicken is raw, so it's going to take a good 10 minutes or so. I'll be back. Oh, I almost hit stop. That's the kind of day. Alright guys, I think we're close. We've got a few pieces that are still pink. But what I want to do now, since most of it is cooked, I'm going to add the mushrooms. And that's probably, I don't know, not a pound, but pretty close. 8 ounces of mushrooms, maybe. Again, I have had fajitas with mushrooms in it, and it's pretty delicious. So, you can omit them if you want. You can use any color pepper you want, of course. Okay, now, does it say I have to finish cooking the chicken or order to put the seasoning on? No, don't worry about it. Okay. Does it? Whoop! Get back to it. Everybody's trying to run away. Alright, again, I'm going to be worried about a sauce. Should we put the salsa on the top? And I'm not sure how I feel about that because is your dough going to be too dry? Again, I don't want to overcook the chicken either. But I do see a couple pink pieces, and I don't want to put those on pizza dough, so we got another couple minutes, I would say. Okay, but I am going to season. So I just put all mine together. It did say mix. So basically, she essentially is making a fajita mix. So she said if you have fajita mix on hand and don't have all those other things, feel free to, use your favorite fajita mix. I like trying different, recipes for that. So, wow, that's a lot. So I welcome especially since I had all the ingredients, I welcome the different, and it might be my go-to, fajita seasoning from now on. I do have a pre-made that I made before in the cabinet. And, so that might be something I want to add, because the bouillon and the sugar was not two things I added to my previous, but again, this is a chicken fajita, so maybe that's why she added the chicken bouillon. I'm guessing you would add, you might not want a beefy bouillon in your, even your steak fajitas. It might be too much. I mean, we are getting a residual sauce, so I'm happy about that. Doesn't say how long to cook it. She doesn't even tell you that, you should cook it till it's not raw anymore. But essentially, I'm guessing that's what I'm doing. Just made fajitas is basically what we did. And I want to put on my glasses real quick and make sure I got the thing completely cooked. I mean, I know what's going on the pizza, but alright. Yeah, it's going to use some pizza sauce. So I'm going to turn that off. Okay. So now the next thing is my most unfavoritist part. It's rolling out the dough. I don't like it. I hate doing it. And I got mine at Aldi sells pizza crust in tubes now. But they're the ones that are, I don't know if I want the other one out yet or not even. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. It's like an insulated double cookie sheet, basically. But I'm not going to, because I've already preheated my oven for one thing. But I wasn't going to put it in there before, because I didn't want it to, I think I might want to put this one away. I didn't want it to burn the bottom of the pizza. Now, I don't mind a charred pizza. Well, I like a wood-fired grill, don't get me wrong, but I'm not for burnt pizza in my oven. Although she does recommend you can cook it on a grill, which would be kind of fun. But again, you either need a pizza stone or something of that nature. Now, it is split. It is. Okay. Why is it split? Is it two pizza crusts? Oh my gosh, I will never know. Oh, goodness. Okay. Are they split in half for real? I'm not sure what. Okay, doesn't say it's two pizza crusts. This is unrolled dough under greased cookie sheets, so maybe I should grease it. But I kind of don't want to grease it while I'm playing with it. But it. Why? Why am I having such a hard time today? I don't know. You said you'd take a vacation. Look what happens. Look what happens. You lose your marbles. Okay. I I'm trying to figure this out because it looks like it's pre-split. But I'm wondering if it may be just... No, it looks perforated. Like... Oh my goodness. If this is separated, that would be great. But I don't know if it's evenly separated, you know? I don't know what happened, guys. Come on. I'm thinking I'm just going to make one really big pizza, and I do want to share it with some people, so I think I will just, and I am not of the persuasion that I love doing these pizza crusts, but I do like when they come out of the tube and they're kind of rolled out to the thickness, you know, you at least want, unless you like them super thin, or super thick, obviously. She did recommend that you could make a stuffed crust pizza. I don't know what happened to this guy. It's a little worse for wear, but as long as it tastes good, who cares what the shape of it is? I mean, they for Valentine's Day they showed heart shape. Which is kind of a cute idea. But, okay, you all gotta stay together here, because... Come on now. You gotta talk to your food. Gotta talk to your food. I cannot be the only person on the planet that talks to their food. Yeah, I'm not really sure, since my crust is a certain ounces, that I would get 2 pizzas out of this, but I'm hoping to have some pizza pieces left over to share, because I want to share. Okay, so I'm trying to at least spread it out to the length of the cookie sheet, but I'm afraid that every time I do that, it's going to just pull it further apart. So, yeah, it's getting pretty sketchy. I don't know if I'm supposed to shape it, give it a little bit of a lip so that the ingredients don't fall out. I mean, if you think about it, this recipe isn't going very slow. I mean, it goes pretty quick. I mean, other than rolling this out or doing whatever it is I'm doing to it, I would say this was pretty fast. It was nice because I got the chicken on clearance at Aldi for half off of $6, so that was like $3. These tubes were like $1.50, and then the peppers were $1, and the onion I had already, the dry seasonings I had already. All right, seriously, you gotta stay together, or all this goodness is gonna flop right out. Okay, I'm just worried this edge is thinner. Okay, I think it's pretty good shaped. What do you guys think? I mean, it's just square. That's what I'm gonna do. I had nightmares about this pizza episode because I felt like I had to make them round, but I do not. So there. Alright, so I got it rolled out, if you want to call it that. I'm not par baking. Okay, I'm not splitting the ingredients because you gotta stay together, or all my goodies will be, at least the goodies will be on the cookie sheet, but alright, please stay together. That's all I ask. Okay, so we're, this kind of mixed up good because there is quite a bit of residual juices, which I'm not sure I'm supposed to have or put in there, but I do. And it could be from my mushrooms. I'm wondering if I should pour a little bit of it off. I just don't want to, overpower it too much. Make it soggy. Come on, just a little bit. I want to save some of it. Must have pepper. Oh well. Okay. So next we put it on the pizza. have no idea how heavy this pan is. So I think I'm gonna just kind of do this. And then, yeah. It is gonna be loaded for bear, that's for sure. Get on there. That piece of chicken tried to escape too. And then I can get rid of any like super, if I poured it on there it would be way more, messy. Okay. So we went to Washington, D.C. Wow, I finally get to talk about it. Yeah. So from Penn Station, which was like, I don't know, a 20-minute walk from Jordan's apartment, we got on a MARC train to Washington, D.C. It was $18 each for both ways. We'll get it. Round trip for each of us. So $18 for me, $18 for Peyton. I have to clarify because I feel like I am not speaking correctly today. And then it's like an hour train ride to Washington, D.C. We got off the train. We had no idea where we were going. Some of these sometimes these trips are fun to plan this way, and other times it's a bit of a challenge. So we started to walk towards the Capitol because when you get off at Penn Station, you walk out the front doors, I'm assuming, you are facing the Capitol. So I'm like, well, let's head that way. At least we know we're heading to some sort of monument. And, proceeded to get there. We go down these steps to where we think we're getting in the front door. And this lady goes, come here. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, do you want a free tour today? You get like a 15-minute movie, and then it's like 45-minute tour of the Capitol itself. She's like, it'll take you about an hour. And we're like, you had us at free, okay? Yeah, that's just us. That's how we roll. So, we got this really cool tour of the Capitol. Really informative tour guide. Lots of things. So the day I didn't post a story was that the day after that. And so you got a picture of the Capitol. Fresco. That's on the ceiling of the middle dome. So I thought that was kind of cool to share. And okay, so it's on there, guys. Now we're supposed to sprinkle salsa over each pizza. 2 cups. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna need 2 cups since my pizza it's just 1, and it's a doozy. Okay, so I have a medium like pico de gallo here, which is what I'm going to use, but, I can get it closer to that corner too, so it's not, it feels so bunched up over here, and it's thinner. I'm trying to make it look more evenly. I don't know if you can sprinkle salsa is the other thing, and I'm trying not to get too much of the actual liquid in there since I added mushrooms. I think it made it a lot juicy. Oh no! Yeah, this is not working. How do you sprinkle salsa? It's just ending up in big clump. I'm gonna have to sprinkle it with my hands. I know that's probably not kosher, or proper etiquette, however you want to put it. But I just think it's just gonna keep plopping its bases, and with the medium heat, I think it might be too much on certain pieces, Okay, so then we get done with the Capitol, and we're like, okay, where do we go next? We had no clue what we were doing. We're like, well, let's see if we can figure out where the Washington Monument is. You think you'd be able to look up in the sky and see it. That's not the case at all. Especially when you come out the back of the building, and you start out in the front of the building, and then when you're looking around for street names and such, you don't always, think to look up. Anyway, needless to say, if we had come out the other door, we could have reduced our travel time walking to I don't know. Peyton told me what it was. I didn't believe her at first, but then I looked at our steps. We got like 26,000 steps that day. And I'm pretty sure we could have saved ourselves like a mile and a half by going out a different door. I mean, now the thing might have been that they couldn't have let us out that door, but I don't know. You know, it was Washington, D.C. So we got to within, I would say, I don't know, 100 to 200 feet of the Washington Monument, and we looked at each other and we said, yep, it's a big pointy thing. And you could see the other monuments behind it. You could see, I think that one that we were looking at was the Jefferson, and then there's the Lincoln, and I get those two confused for whatever reason. I only in Washington, D.C. one other time, and that was with the school trip senior year, the band, which was really fun. But, so needless to say, we really didn't see much, but we saw a lot, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Like, we didn't see a lot of the actual monuments because we got so tired, and Peyton's shoes were not conducive to walking miles and miles. And so, yeah, that was a fun time. I really think I'm salsa good. I don't want to put 2 cups in there. I just don't think it calls for it, especially when there's I don't know, guys, this is just flying by the seat of my pants, you know. Okay, it's almost time to put the cheese on, and I'm gonna par cook it for the 6 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we'll have enough. I probably shouldn't have piled it that high, but oh, I forgot to grab it. I really am not in this. Oh, sweet Lord! Why do they only call when I'm doing something? Put you on pause for a second. Alright, yeah, I still have a landline. It's crazy. Okay, so I still have some cheeses from previous things we've made. Speaking of which, the ham and potato thing in the slow cooker. The only thing I say, it had some good flavor, but it was so texturally bleh. Like between the stuffing and the potato, and it was just, it's too much. And then it doesn't get crispy in the slow cooker. So my recommendation is, if you're gonna make it, do not use the O'Brien potatoes. Use these thinly shredded hash browns. And then what was the other thing I was thinking I was gonna do if I made it again, which I'm kind of leery about. But, you know, I do like to give things two tries at least. Especially when I haven't made it the first time. So I gotta cut myself some slack as far as leeway. But it was just too, like, that's all you were eating was carbs. And then some ham and some vegetables. Which was good. But, yeah, bake it in the oven, for one thing. In like a casserole pan, and then I would definitely use the thin shredded so it would crisp up. The O'Brien potatoes in the slow cooker did not crisp up, and it was just it's not happy. Now, what would have been good, and I think I mentioned this when I made it, would be to pile on some over easy eggs on top, and, you know, cut it into like almost like a square bar of potato, and then like bake that whole thing. I don't know, it just needed so much help. All right, so so far I've done Colby Jack and mozzarella, and now I'm gonna throw a little of that mac and cheese on there, which probably won't. It's got a little Swiss in it, which might be good for the mushrooms. I won't go too crazy with this one, but since it is so thick, I feel the need to at least give it enough cheese to, make it cheesy. No beggar's pizza, but pretty close, I do like cheese. And a lot of this is healthy. Your chicken, the peppers, mushrooms, onions, seasonings are fine. It's just the dough and the cheese. And even the salsa isn't bad. It's all just tomatoes. So you're really just dealing with, and I forgot to write those down this time, the calories and such. All right. I'm debating on whether I should kind of plump up my crust a little bit here, or bring it in. I don't know. No, I think I'm just gonna leave it. All right, she's going in for 6 minutes. We'll see how she comes out. We're not trying it then, of course, because it won't be done. Weighs a ton. The nice thing is each piece will almost be a serving in itself. All right, let's set that for 6 minutes. And then in the process, I'm going to, at some point, right after it's done, or during the process, I think I'll wait till it's time. I just want to give it enough to get sturdy. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to start that apple dessert pizza. All right, guys, I'm back. Wow, I'm at 41 minutes already, so we got to make this quick. Quit talking so much. Okay, so I decided for the pizza apple one that I'm going to try and do a mascarpone kind of bottom layer. So I have one 8-ounce package of mascarpone here, and I'm going to measure out on their recipe for tiramisu. It calls for a cup of sugar, but I'm not going to do that because one, it's for tiramisu and they're using espresso in there, and I think it would just be kind of overwhelming. So I'm kind of trying to measure out some cinnamon sugar. Okay, hear me out. And I want to mix it with the mascarpone, but I don't want it to be super overwhelming. But the mascarpone does need sugar. And the apples themselves are not super duper sweet, so I feel like this, I'm going to try, I don't know, probably a couple tablespoons. Really, I'm just playing it by ear. I have no idea what I'm doing as far as this goes. Oh, and then our pizza that's been pre-baking. Yeah, I get it. I felt because my ingredients are probably thicker than what if you had separated them into two smaller pizzas. So I added an extra couple minutes. Because I wanted the crust. Ooh, it's starting to smell really good though, guys. Okay, so what? I just want it to be, okay, it is stiffer. Alright, so let me lower this down. And then I'm going to let the pizza rest on here. I might add more cheese just because, I mean, hello, it's pizza. Alright, so let me get that guy out of there and let it rest for a smidge. But I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Yum! I don't want it to be too much either because it is a little liquidy, which I'm hoping will cook off. Okay. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will cook off. Alright, so, like I said, this is about 2 tablespoons. Of cinnamon sugar mixtures. Definitely needs more. Okay. And again, I might need to just add some regular sugar because there's so much cinnamon in here that I think If I do need to add some more, that would be the way to go. Although if you think about a cinnamon roll cooking, it has quite a bit of cinnamon in it, but it also has butter, which we do not have. Yeah, I think after this I'm just going to add, I'm not even at a 1/4 cup of sugar yet, guys, so don't panic. But I think I'm going to just do some regular sugar. It does have an icing topping and stuff too, but the mascarpone itself would be pretty bland if we didn't add. I'm going to try it, but okay, we're getting there. It's not very cinnamony though, so I think I'm going to go forward with this. I want it to be super, almost like a cinnamon roll, kind of. And again, this is my own part of it, so if you want to just do the other part and skip the kind of cheesecakey tiramisu. I was going to add coffee, but I do want the little kids I babysit for to try it, maybe, so. And I didn't really need it to be liquidy because I'm just starting to pick up the cinnamon flavor now. I hope that doesn't leak out all over, because then I might have to cook it the rest of the way. I almost want to cook it at a higher temperature, because I feel like, again, it's not done, but I feel like it needs to get, okay, I think it's okay. So I think it's going to end up cooking another 8 to 10 minutes once it's in for eating purposes. Sorry. Okay. Oh my gosh. It does need more cinnamon, believe it or not, but I think the sugar part of it, that's really good. I'm gonna have to get out my offset spatula to spread it. I wish it would loosen up a little bit more, you know, soften, but I don't know if that does that. Alright, I'm going for it. I'm probably gonna be sorry later, because I usually am. Like with the ham potato thing. I can't believe how, and that's is still not even a 1/4 cup and of completely sugar. Okay, so still don't need to panic. Okay, but I like where it's going. Okay. And consider our pizza is going to have a streusel topping and an icing topping. So this is where we're going to get all of our fat and sugar and badness, and even then I'm using apples, so I might leave this out. Okay, I don't need these yet. Alright, let me get all my fixins. Okay, so we got our apples, we got our streusel, we got our, is that it? I'm like, what else is there? There should be more. Pizza dough. Kind of gotta have pizza dough when you're making a pizza. Alright. So pizza dough number 2. And again, Aldi also sells. Did I have right the first time? I had right the first time. Aldi also. What is going on here? Am I? Pizza dough in bags. And I have that too. But these are in the fridge and the others are in the freezer. So, there you go. Plop. Okay, and these are 170 calories per serving. And they consider this pizza to have 6 servings in it, whatever that means. Oh, I didn't spray this. Let me spray. Doesn't say that. spray the other one. I just feel safer than sorry, something like that, Okay. Alright, we're gonna get this bad boy. I realize I set it on the paper towel. Okay, so these are so much nicer. This one's all together in one piece. So I guess that one was a fluke as far as why it was like that. But these are so nice to just put on a cookie sheet and just spread out and make a quick dessert. I love pizza dough. Now, I went to Northern Illinois University for a smidge before they kicked me out. And they used to sell beer nuggets in this one place in the basement of our dorm building, I want to say. I don't remember a lot of my young years. No. But these beer nuggets, I swear, were made out of pizza dough. And they were fried, and you'd get pizza sauce. I don't remember why they were called beer nuggets, unless they had beer in them. I don't know. Or there was beer in the dough. They were so good. And it was just pizza dough, and they probably made a killing from us college students because they were just so good. So I think this is a pretty big pizza. And she said 16. Maybe her dough is thicker on the bottom. I don't know. But I don't think we need... Oh, I'm going to have a hard time finding it. That's not it. I am going to have a hard time. No! Gosh darn it. I don't know where Got it. Okay. But I love pizza dough so much. There's actually a place in Denver called, oh crap, Bojo's? Bojo's, I think is what I call it. And they have this super thick crust, and they serve honey with it. And once you're done with your pizza, or you can eat the crust while you're eating your pizza. I'm not going to judge you. So delicious. I know, it's crazy. It's a weird thought. Pizza and honey, come on now. But, yeah, I'm not talking a dessert pizza either. I'm talking like, sausage and cheese or something of that nature. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how, well, this is spreading pretty nice. Sweet. I'm going to try and get it as close to the edges as possible. Because I imagine our apples are going to be... I mean, I don't know that we need a lot of crust for a dessert pizza. I didn't pay attention to how far she came out. But this is spreading very nicely. And if this works out, this is going to be a go-to dessert for a lot of... You could do peaches. You could do any stone fruit, I would think. Pears would be good. Yeah, almost think of it like a tart, but with pizza dough. I mean, and again, you don't have to add this layer if you don't want to. It's a nice little... I just think the pizza dough, when I made the first one, it was just too thick, and it was just... Whatever I put on top of it didn't sweeten it any, Didn't help, drip down. You need some sort of sauce or juice or something for your pizza, I feel like. Okay, I haven't even gotten to where, what are you looking for? But what are you looking for? I know what I'm looking for, and I know not everybody appreciates what I'm looking for. And I don't mean like going to the store and looking for some sort of something you found one time and you can't find it again. That's not what I mean. I mean, what in your life are you looking for? Do you think you got enough stuff? I absolutely think I have more than enough stuff. And I'm trying to get rid of it. I don't like the clutter. It gives me a headache. So I've been spending a lot of time lately getting rid of things I know I don't want to move somewhere. I know I don't want, Things I don't even remember what they are. I found cards from people I must have worked with at some point. I don't remember. But I know I appreciated the time with those people, and I want to remember that. But there's so much else going on, you know? But, I mean, what are you looking for? Are you getting where you need to go? We talked about that. Where are you headed? That was our last conversation. But now it's like, now that you got an idea of where you're headed, what are you looking for? Why are you headed that way? What do you expect to find different in another place? And I have so many answers for that. I'm looking for wide open space. I'm looking for air to breathe where it's not a bus and not school bus. I shouldn't say school bus. I shouldn't pinpoint them out. But I want to get away from the construction. I can't even get out of my house. I'm so aggravated by construction. Yes, I know. You're going to go, where do you go? Where there's no construction. I don't know, but I hope I find it. I want space. I want animals. I want to make something out of it. I want it to be important, you know? That's where I'm headed. I'm thinking I need to be of service. I need to be helpful. I want to be, you know? It's just a yearning in me. I don't know, but I've always kind of felt that way about things. Like, I don't feel right having stuff when other people don't have stuff. I know that's crazy. And don't believe me, it doesn't stop me from buying stuff. Just so you know. All right, guys. I think this is going to be... Please let it be so good. I need a win. I'll tell you that mascarpone with the cinnamon sugar, it's just yummy. But I love cinnamon, so... Also, if you just want to flavor it with regular sugar, you could do that too. Okay. So, this is the streusel stuff that I got all set up. I just need to break it up into... And actually, I'm going to put that back in the fridge because I need my butter to stay cold. And that's in there too. All right, so right now we're just going to spread out our apples. I think that's all I really need to do. Spread out dough, arrange apples. And I used, I don't know, Eevees, Envies. I don't know. I never heard of the apple. You know how they have 80 million different kinds of apples now. I've never heard of it. I got those at Aldi too. I think they were, I don't know, $3 or $4 for 3 pounds, something like that. Just trying to give you an idea of how much my recipes usually cost. I do want to spread them out, but I kind of want to keep them close together. And I think these are kind of, just want to barely overlap them because I used 3, like I said, because she didn't say what size apples either, so I assumed like a medium. But I don't want to get them piled too high, although that might be good too. It might make more juice, right? So wherever they fall, they fall. All right, so that's the line. I'm going to keep going because I don't want to keep you held up, and we're almost at an hour. So I'm going to put you on pause, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. All right, so I did my mixture. I just basically did it with a fork. It was the tablespoon of butter and the half teaspoon of cinnamon, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar packed, and then 2 tablespoons of 2 tablespoons of flour. So now we're going to just kind of sprinkle this over the top. I should have showed you my apples. I'll show you when I'm done. Maybe you can see them sitting there. It's not the most beautiful job in the world, but it's really kind of pretty. And if this turns out, like I said, this might be a go-to thing for me. Now, I had strawberries, and this is what I was thinking I was going to add them to this, but I'm glad I didn't, because I don't know if 1, they go together, right? And 2, I don't know. don't know how I would have done it. Alternated strawberries with apples. I don't know. So I'm glad I didn't do it. But it's going to be coated to the max. And I used 3 apples, and I barely had enough. I don't know if I should have sliced them smaller. I mean, that could have been it. And yes, I do have some pretty decent wedges as far as apple slices go. I thought I did better, to be honest, but I think I might have cut them without my glasses on, so you get what you get, I'm getting the cinnamon sugar streusel-y stuff everywhere, so added bonus, I get to clean that up. All right. And yeah, I think you almost want to get it on the crust, right? You almost want that cinnamony sugar kind of edging. I might even dust it with it after it comes out, because that's how much I love cinnamon sugar. It should be a staple in everyone's diet. I don't know, sounds good anyway. Okay guys, this is our last little piece. I mean, I do have to make the icing, and it's gonna have to cook for half an hour. So I'm gonna take another quick break. But I thought you might want to see it all purdied up. Let me see. I don't know if I should brush some of this off so it doesn't get wasted. Some of those bigger wedges need some extra love. And of course, I didn't put it on the pan even enough. But there she is. Wish me luck. Go forth. Okay. All right, I want to lower that shelf down, I think. Okay, come on, work with me. Oh my goodness gracious! The universe is yelling at me. All right. And pray to God it doesn't go over the edge, because she didn't tell me how far to. Okay, so 30 minutes. Okay, so where are you headed? That's our conversation. That's what I want to know. What are you thinking? And are you headed in the right direction? I know we've had this conversation over and over and over and over and over again. But there is something to be said for at least acknowledging if you're in the right place. If you're living your best life, sit down and say, is this really where I want to be? We've had that conversation too, right? We talked about where you're headed. So it's I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I am kind of reaching out to you guys for a little bit of assistance in that, what am I looking for? So I keep going over and over in my head. And frankly, it's a battle every day to think about those things, to think about, do I really, what work is involved, research, everything about what are you looking for, what are you going to have to do with that thing or that place or that person or that job. And frankly, it's think of every aspect of it before you commit, because it is a scary thought and you don't want to get yourself into a pickle, if you will. Okay, so I'm going to stop for now. I think we covered a lot of area. I want to say to Jordan, I'm so proud of you for getting this new job. You're doing great things. Keep going. I want to say to my husband, I am so proud of you. Not that you got COVID, but that you quit smoking, and that it's been 2 months, I think, if I'm keeping track. So I'm beyond so happy. And then for my Patey girl, my ride or die buddy, my awesome DJ, and my beautiful navigator, and my harmonizing buddy in the car while we sang,
that trip was just awesome. And I'm just so glad that I got to do a lot of it with you. And I'm going to cry. I can't believe you're almost done with your junior year. Woo! And I'm beyond proud. I'm beyond proud of everybody. Okay. All right. I'm done with that business. Woo! Okay. I'll be back in a little bit with the finished product and the icing to drizzle. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. I'll be back in a bit. All right. I'm getting her out of the... yeah. Okay. Making sure I was recording. It's been one of those days. Whoa, Nelly. Holy shamoly, you guys. I hate to move it. I don't want to ruin it. Look at it. You guys, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am just floored. All right, clear on. I'm just floored. I don't even want to hold it up because I want it to set. But do I do this right away? Yeah, remove and cover with ice. So I got the icing made. It was one cup, a half cup of powdered sugar and a tablespoon of milk. And obviously substitute whatever you need for the milk. You can do, I'm sure you could do almond or any of those. It's just supposed to wet the powdered sugar, basically. Oh my goodness gracious. This is just wrong on so many levels. And yet so right. Drip down the side. Not that far. Went too far. Darn it. Oh my goodness. Okay, while not the worthiest of cuts for the apples, mind you. Okay. Okay. Are you with me so far? It's pretty darn beautiful. And you know me, I don't brag too much. Most of the time I'm complaining about the shit I have to fix on it. You know? I think I might be running out because I put too much in the beginning. Okay, come on. Keep going, keep going. So, oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm going to be able to taste this now. I don't think I can take a bite and not have people notice. Plus I have to make more. Alright guys. This really stinks. Come on. Oh. Alright, well I at least got to show you the finished product. Give me one more minute. Alright, well it's been a calamity of errors here today. I keep, for some reason, tripping over my cord. I mean, I normally do it, but it's been extremely prevalent today. I made some more, and of course I'm blopping it everywhere. And it probably doesn't need this much, you know. But, yeah, especially on the ends. What are you doing? Okay. I probably overdid it on a bit of it. Oh, the pan's still nice and hot, too. Okay. Oh. Dripped over the side. What the heck? I'm just... Alright. So we had a fun day of pizzas. Yes, I will not be traumatizing myself by making round pizzas anymore, guys. I'm so proud of myself. These are so picture worthy. I wish I could lift them up and show you, but I'm too afraid. I hope they taste as good as they look. I can't wait to give you an update. Now, in order to get an update, you gotta follow me on Facebook at Kristin Haas, KristinHass, and or on Instagram at the Best Blessed Life. You gotta follow me in order to see the results because I don't want to cut into them until it's time. But I'm going to be taking lots of pictures of these because they turned out beautiful. So don't forget to follow me so you can find out what happens. All right. With that being said, I'm going to let you go because I talked a lot and we made a lot and it's way over time. So, with that being said, I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.